CNN and immigrant fluctuation continues to crush officials on the U.S.-Mexican border and in U.S. cities where many asylum seekers are sent. The case, which called 17 charter bus companies from Texas, Louisiana, Ohio and Indiana, was opened at the New York Supreme Court on Wednesday and has been looking compensation for $708 million to meet the maintenance provided at least 33,600 asylum seekers. CNN has reached offices for 17 bus companies. Mayor Adams' last legal process prevent flow of asylum seekers. New York aims address financial burden given city as a result of already weekly tax resources. The case, which was opened by the York City Social Services Commissioner Molly Wasau Park, is looking at 17 charter bus companies single and deliberately looking at the New York province for them, claiming that they act with malicious intentions by carrying people to York with malicious intention. Immigrants arrive on a bus from Texas to the bus station from Texas in New York on October 7, 2022. Leonardo Munoz View Press from April 2022 to the 29th of December 2023. Bus companies carried individuals knowing that they carried individuals who want shelter emergency services from New York City and that they were actually looking for shelter emergency services. Abbott rejected the case in his comments on the government website. This case is unfounded and deserves to be approved, Abbott said on an online statement on Thursday. Every immigrant who has a bus or flying to New York, he voluntarily did after being authorized to stay in the U.S. by Biden administration, if it continues. In this case, it may be legally responsible for its violations. The case writes 149th chapter of the New York Social Services Act. A person who brings it on a deliberate or brought to this state from outside state for a public accusation. Charter bus companies violated state law by not paying cost of looking at these immigrants. And therefore we sue to compensate for approximately $700 million spent to look at immigrants sent by Texas here in last 2 years. He said, the case claims that charter bus companies have earned millions of dollars from Texas because Abbott helps implement the plan for bus migrants to sacred cities relieve overwhelmed border towns. Abbott said that the asylum seekers have freely chose to go to New York, and that they signed a voluntary consent waiver in more than one language when they board the target. The leaders of a few Chicago suburbs voted to restrict buses' release without reporting immigrants.